Let me ask you this. Do you guys ever wonder who discovered how truly broken the Stinger was, or even who unlocked the true potential of the Jet Flash Dash combos? Well, today I'm gonna be talking about the region that's maybe taught us the most about the modern Valorant meta. What's going on, guys? I'm Keith Allen, your motivation guy. Today, we're gonna be discussing Korea and some of their current trend-setting plays so you can get ahead of the competition. Are you guys ready for this? I know I am. Let's get this going. All right, guys, so the Bucky is one of the most overlooked guns in the game. So those who haven't seen the lie yet may be confused as to why you've bought it, but they'll quickly understand why. So like the Stinger before, Korea was experimenting with the Bucky and was just way ahead of the West and seeing its true potential. And Korean teams have been abusing this broken pump shotgun for quite a while now, and the rest of the world is beginning to catch on. I'm not exactly sure which team started using it first, but the first time that we saw the Bucky in use was Vision Strikers playing F4Q at First Strike Korea. Bunny soared from heaven to short and then right-click two people with it, showcasing to the world the gun's capabilities. You're often gonna see Koreans running around with the shotgun, skipping SMGs at the start and just building economy for later. And so the Bucky is so strong, guys, because of its right click, and it really allows the gun to be used at longer distances than a shotgun should be viable at. The alternate fire shoots a shell that only explodes after 8 meters, allowing the gun to keep its damage properties until this range. Each pellet can do up to 48 damage from 0 to 3 meters if they hit the head, meaning with the right click, only 4 out of the 15 pellets need to land at 8 to 11 meters to really drop an enemy. Do you see why this gun is so absurd? A very popular rank strat, with the Bucky is to stack around A short on ascent. Playing these tight, close corners allows the gun to excel and destroy unsuspecting enemies. And Korea has been using the gun since at least early December now, and only now it's really been adopted into Europe and more recently in NA by 100 Thieves. So before the current Fnatic team was signed, they played as Samon FC. Samon spread the word about the Bucky at the Red Bull Homegrounds tournament, in which they won several low buy rounds with it. They even renamed their Twitter account to Bucky FC for a while, embracing the meme and the gun. So this eco-round meta has caused some pros to really tweet in frustration, as well as clips from them getting destroyed by it. Scream has gone as far as to say the gun is a joke. And so if the gun wasn't already bad enough, it seemingly shoots straight no matter what. Sprinting on a rope, both seemingly good times to really shoot the Bucky. All right, guys, so before we move on to the next strat, here is the question of the day. How do they balance the Bucky? Here at Pro Guys, we believe that removing the Bucky's alternate fire is the most straightforward and logical way to really balance it. And removing the possibility of it being used at mid-range makes it be used as a shotgun again. Not a slug firing sniper. And if they want to keep the alternate fire in the game, at least make it do less damage than its regular fire, If you guys have any other ideas, please let us know in the comments down below. So while this isn't necessarily a strat, Korea's breach usage is worth talking about as it enables so many of the X region's plays. So if you asked us, who you think is the best breach player in the world right now, we wouldn't even have to think about it. It's without a doubt Stax from Vision Strikers. Korea is so far ahead with Breach that Leak tweeted out, "How come the best Breach player in NA is Korean?" when Zeta stood in for Cloud9. Zeta was playing from Korea on 150 to 200 ping and put on a masterclass on Breach. So keep in mind that Zeta was a Sova main. He wasn't even considered, one of the top Breach players in the region. And so Zeta had the opportunity to play with and against some of the best Breach players in the world, allowing him to learn their tricks and timings. By heading over to ProGuys.com, guys, you can just book a session with one of our just expert coaches and really just learn from them, right? They're really gonna help you out. Not only will they share their knowledge, but also tell you about strats that are becoming really popular at the professional level, allowing you to call them in your games and really win more rounds. So Breach is Vision Striker's most picked agent at 89%, at an unprecedented number for any agent, let alone Breach. Vision Striker's set plays with Breach are coordinated, cleanly executed, and timed to perfection. Vision Strikers seem to have one of the deepest playbooks in all of Valorant, and always having new aggressive plays initiated by Breach. And Breach opens up the opportunity for flash dash plays, Korea's set play of choice. The widely recognizable, tiles crunch on Ascent was crafted by Vision Strikers and is now used throughout the world. And so the well-placed Breach flashes allow Jet to really swoop in and really clean the board. And until recently, Vision Strikers played Breach on every map except Icebox, opting to put Stax on Sage instead. And so this, to me, shows that they have full confidence in Breach as an agent and what he brings to their team. You know, Breach is the supportive glue that really binds teams together and really enables their stars to really shine. NIP has seen great success. You know, they've even shockingly beating G2 twice in 2 separate best of 3s. Why do you ask? Well, one of the reasons is having Existence on Breach, like being the team's IGL. Existence can position and really set up his teammates for success, and no character makes this easier than Breach and his flashes. And so Vision Strikers have never lost a series, ever. What has always kept them a cut above the rest is their excellent Breach usage. And so with all the talk about how good Breach is in a team, like, you may think he's useless without a well-coordinated and cooperative team.
You know, whenever I see a teammate pick Breach in ranked, I automatically think that we've already won. And on the flip side, when the opponents have a Breach, I know it's going to be a nightmare to play against. Breach is surprisingly versatile. I mean, you could stall out attacks with his utility, making him an ideal site anchor, as well as, allowing players to play like a duelist with his flashes, holding W and blinding all in his path. I don't think Breach will be leaving the Korean meta anytime soon, and as the rest of the world slowly moves away from double duelists and to a more team play oriented meta. And so we're gonna see Breach shine brighter than his flashes.
So Vision Strikers pioneered Breach and Jet play, and so with Stax' perfectly placed flashes and RB's deadly flashes, they looked unstoppable. And I'm sure this may be a shock to you guys, but at VCT Masters, Korea Vision Strikers have overhauled their composition. And instead of just choosing agents based on the map, they have opted for a one-comp-fits-all approach. Sova, Skye, Raze, Killjoy, and Omen. And so these 5 agents may really leave you scratching your head thinking like, where's Jet and Breach, the agents Vision Strikers are known for? Well, what do these agents all have in common? The ability to gather information safely. The amount of information gathering utility these agents have really enables you to read what the opponent is doing and adjust accordingly. And so information is so key in Valorant. Not having accurate and up-to-date information really gives the attacker side an edge, and so inadvertently giving them a 6th player. And so why could this team composition be the next big thing in Valorant? This comp has the potential to be the most consistent, at least in terms of like reading the enemy and knowing what they're doing. And so let's unpack some of the utility in this team's arsenal. All right, so Skye has access to 3 blinding light flashes. And so these flashes are incredible, and not just because they remove the enemy's sight, they also let you know if enemies are flashed, as Skye calls blinded. And so also, Skye's Tiger really allows you to clear areas of the map and stun enemies. And so if they choose to shoot it, that's still information, and any information is really good information. And so her ultimate, Seekers, hunt down and charge at any enemy that comes into its line of sight. They cruise through the map, letting you know sections are clear, providing you with more valuable information. And so risk-free information is the best kind of information, and Sova really excels at this. Sova's Recon Arrow and Owl Drone really allow you to clear out rooms, corridors, and even entire sites. And so the amount of free information that Sova can consistently take with his utility is not only unmatched, but irreplaceable, making him a must-pick in this information-oriented team. So Raze can clear large portions of the map with her boombot, such as showers, middle, and hookah on bind. Omen's ultimate allows him to gather information by peeking at areas of the map late into rounds, enabling his team to just swiftly rotate accordingly. So Killjoy's kit makes her the ideal sentinel for this composition. Like, her turret locks down angles by shooting at enemies that walk around the corner. And if the turret isn't shooting, then it means no one is there. The alarm bot is like a landmine. Walk over it and everyone will know where you are. Killjoy's ultimate can gather information in an untraditional way by forcing players off bomb sites and into retaking positions. And so while this doesn't exactly tell you where they are, you can usually just piece together a somewhat accurate picture. And so this composition is just really strong, as you're not like missing out on any essential utility. Sure, you may prefer to have a Viper on Icebox, but this composition enables you to do so much on every map. And it still has healing and flashes in the form of Skye, still has, a fast-moving, aggressive duelist and Raze, and Killjoy is an annoying sentinel. So playing the same 5 agents on every map also provides comfort for the players, as they do not have to, constantly learn other agents and just really switch between them. And so a player that is extremely comfortable on Omen will bring a lot more value on their favorite agent than, if they're forced to really switch to Viper and fill, out of their depth. And so a very easy way to use this composition to get kills is by using Skye's utility with Raze's blast packs to suddenly pop into the enemy team's face. And so a great play with this composition on Split is a ramp to be Heaven Fade. Okay, so first Omen smokes Cross, and then together with Raze follows Skye's Tiger up a ramp to get into Vent. And so while this is happening, the rest of the team should just be pushing middle to trick the enemy into thinking it's a mid to A Heaven take. And instead, though your team, pushes from mid and Vent into Heaven and just really catches the enemy off guard. And this play throws the enemy's comms and rotations into chaos, leaving them scratching their head of like, what hit them? So an aggressive pistol round play for this composition is Skye flashing default on B-side Split, with Raze double blast packing behind it, and this will either get the information that no one is playing there, or gives Raze the flash enemies on a platter. So as you can see, Korea is an innovative and experimental region and at the forefront of the ever-changing meta in Valorant. And so we hope you guys can take some of these strats and really use them to dominate in your games. Hey, if you guys want even extra motivation from me, your motivation guy, connect with me on my Instagram and make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and just wait, man, we have so much more amazing content coming out. I'll see you soon.